Hello, everybody. My name is Mom.
I'm gonna drink a big ass glass of Viagra.
You heard it here,
Christ.
folks. Brian's gonna drink a big ass glass of Viagra.
That was sick. Junk drawer. This is it. This is the start.
This is
Yeah.
This is the start.
This is weird. I need to get used to this. Just like talking to each other, just actually looking at each other right now, like we're recording a podcast.
God.
and actually putting your voice into the microphone while
Right.
also doing that.
Guys, let's all
Yeah.
do a slow pan to my camera first, and then go
Okay.
to Tony's. Ready? And
So drunk drawer. I keep saying drunk drawer. So junk drawer. If you're watching this on the channel and it's already named junk drawer, then fuck you. Then you'll see that we decided on that. But I think I like that for the whole channel. Just because it, like I was saying before, not on the podcast, off camera, that I like that name because it leaves a lot of room for a variety of content. It's just kind of like, whatever. Basically a junk drawer.
Yeah.
kind of what's tossed in there and be brought back out later on.
Yeah, exactly. And it could be useless knickknacks, or it could be something completely valuable, but who knows?
Could be that charger that we couldn't find about 2 weeks ago.
Well, son of a bitch.
Oh man. I think that's definitely. I mean, like I already have my pen name and everything, anyways. That kind of dives on for all of us to separate for people want to like find out our content. But this is where we're gonna start. This is where we're definitely going to originate from.
Yep.
Yeah, this is definitely where you'll find all of us.
All of us together.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah, we could probably just talk about the process that this took to start.
This is taking a long time.
This is What did we start? This about like almost 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 4 months ago, maybe 5. It was just brought to an idea that we're like, hey, let's just do a podcast because with quarantine and all that, there's a lockdown.
Yeah.
Alone.
Yeah, and then I
Sadness.
think we just like forgot about it for the longest time.
We got caught up in our own lives.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And then I started like making YouTube videos again. So I have a channel from like, as you guys know,
Yep.
I have a channel from my late middle school, early high school
wow.
years.
Yeah, it was a while
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, and I
Some
I
years.
mostly like I uploaded in bulk at the beginning of my freshman year.
I'm drunk.
The worst part is that one was recent.
yeah, that one was pretty recent.
That was probably the funniest one I watched.
I just love the tomato soup one. You're just shaking a can of soup.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, I uploaded some weird videos to that channel just for the hell of it.
I mean, but that's the
One
best
being-
thing. We're all theater kids, so it's okay.
Yeah,
We're all very strange.
very strange kids. But yeah, I've been uploading to it inconsistently, but I have like over the years, and I'm recently getting back into it, investing into it. I can't tell you if that's gonna stay or not, but
But yeah, what's nice about this video though is it kind of is just an introduction to the channel in general.
Oh yeah.
And once we actually start uploading other stuff, we'll have more to just converge on these kinds of podcasts and just random stuff to talk about. And
Yeah, I think after like this, I'll probably actually end up posting like one of my podcast about it. It's probably like a huge shout out to us and let people know that we're actually getting started
hell yeah.
on this because this is. I'm really excited, honestly.
yeah, exactly.
My nerves are running. I won't even lie. My nerves are running.
Doing this makes me want to do more.
Oh,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Like just like I told you guys earlier, it's like we can even like record something else if we really want.
Dude,
to,
heck
'cause it's
yeah.
Like I want to do that. I want to get going with this stuff.
It's a slow process, and we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it happen for all you guys out there.
It's definitely gonna be an evolution.
Evolution. Oh man. Oh man. That'd be a great topic. Just talk about how anime is, great. It's fantastic.
Let's talk
Anime
about
is
anime.
great.
I like
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah.
So for me, when I started watching anime, it was a good friend of mine who.
Before we go too far into this, I wouldn't say we should go 100% deep into it, just because oddly enough, it is a sensitive topic for some people.
Anime?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some people are like, yo, anime is just, cartoon women, showing off their chest and whatnot. And I'm just like, not really, because I'm like, and I get kind of offended by that. Like, you've never actually 100%.
People who say that have not, they
watched
don't know
anime.
what they're talking about.
For the people that have actually watched it, they're watching it, but then they're looking for that particular part, and they were like, there it is.
Exactly.
Did you miss the part where somebody literally just died or
Yeah,
what?
like the deep story that's actually in the show.
Did you miss the eyeball coming out of his hand?
Oh, gosh.
He ate a dog. His hand ate a dog.
Gosh. Oh, man. The Time I Reincarnated as a Slime is a fantastic anime that I recommend highly.
But I got started. My friend, she was into anime. I was never into anime when I was a kid. I gotta be honest with you. I was one of those people when I was younger. I was like, anime's cringy, gross.
Yeah.
But like, I was always the kid to get into that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I was the same way with Harry Potter. I was like, Harry Potter's for nerds. And then I watched one of the movies. I was like, never mind. This is really
love
fucking
Harry
cool.
Potter.
It's like when you're growing up and you're just like, ew, eating peas, that's gross. But as you get older, you're like, wow, this actually isn't that bad.
Yo, can I have some peas?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I'm so glad I gave it a chance because the first anime I saw was Attack on Titan, my current most favorite anime of all time.
That's it.
Personally.
I will say, like, for anybody, anything, it's just like food. There's something for everybody if you don't like it. So, like, don't knock it till you try it. Because I will say probably my favorite anime is Tokyo Ghoul. You want to know why? It's because, honestly, it's really freaking gory. Like,
Yeah.
unbelievably so. Like, people die almost every single episode.
I love those dark ones.
Yeah.
Those dark ones are
It's
my.
not
I like
sexual
Attack on Titan.
jerks.
I like Tokyo Ghoul. I
exactly.
like Parasite. I like fucking Vinland Saga.
Dude, Parasite, the first time I watched Parasite was actually, I think it was my freshman year of high school or my 8th grade year of middle school. I watched it. I wasn't supposed to be up. I was like, I'm going to watch Parasite. The opening scene was a man staring at a woman, having his hands on her shoulders. Dude's face opens up and
just
bites off her head.
yep.
I was like, click, 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 click. Nope, not going to do that. And I went to bed. I was gone.
And the first anime I watched was Naruto.
Classic.
And I mean, it is. And it's just like, that's actually the one that actually turned me off of anime for a while because I was like, oh, there's so many flashbacks.
God, yeah, that's,
And I'm like,
that's true.
but once you get past like the initial season and get into Shippuden,
Oh, yeah.
it's so good. So good.
Yeah, I will say that the thing about so many mainstream anime is that they have so much filler episodes.
Exactly.
And I personally, I'm not going to say I hate it, but I'm not a fan of it. Because if it's if it's a filler episode, I'm just kind of like, I can skip it past it because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to miss anything. But
Exactly.
if I miss something, I'll just go back and just find it.
And a lot of people don't realize about filler episodes, though. It's about like the release schedule because it's like a Saturday cartoon essentially in Japan. So they just like fill in the time between seasons.
It's always cool. Like when at the very end, they kind of have like the classic beach.
Yeah.
The beach episode that every anime has.
Almost every anime has.
No matter what, for no reason.
But it's like you either watch it or you don't.
Exactly.
There's even a fucking beach episode in Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it's just like
I didn't know that, actually.
why is there a beach in a time like this?
It's not the typical beach episode, I'll tell you that, but there is an episode with a beach in it. They all go to the beach.
Okay.
And you should watch it.
And you should watch.
I honestly think it's because of that trope. They're just kind of making fun of that trope. It could be. I mean, it's canon. It's part of the story.
Oh yeah, but it's kind of like
it's a beach episode.
it was like
And I'm sure there is a beach episode somewhere in Naruto,
Yeah.
but I cannot recall it off the top of my head. I mean, it's like 1,000 episodes to
dude,
try to recall.
yeah,
So.
it literally because I actually just finished rewatching the entire Naruto series in like 2 months.
Jesus.
I was watching it like religiously, but I skipped at least like 150 episodes because it was filler.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, it's still good. It's still something that everybody should watch. It got dark like really fast.
It really did.
I guess we did kind of go get food, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And spent like an hour trying to decide.
We got Chick-fil-A, which is not sponsored, by the way, but they could be.
So
first episode. It's on the table.
They actually respond like, oh,
right. We're not going to say no.
We still got cups over there. I mean,
right?
But you said cops, and I was like, what?
Wait a minute.
Do you eat ice or do you drink ice?
You know what? I feel like you're really going down into something that we shouldn't go into right now.
Well, here's the thing. Ice is solid. You eat ice, but you drink water.
Yes, but it becomes water in your stomach.
Yeah.
So technically,
So you're still eating ice. The process of it going down your throat.
But part of it melts in your mouth.
Well, then at that point, you're just drinking water.
We're now down the rabbit hole Sam was warning us about. And you are now everyone at the movie theater that I hate.
Dude, speaking of movie theaters, I think the last... Where'd he go?
He
just got up and just... Oh, okay. I remember the last time I went to go see a movie with a really good friend of mine, Damien, great guy. We went to go see Incredibles 2. Do you understand the tension that was in that room for everybody?
Yes.
We haven't seen an incredible movie. Dude, that thing came out in what? 2000? I have to look.
Had to be 2 years ago at least.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Incredibles 2 came out like 2 years ago. Incredible movies came out almost 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There was a lady sitting behind him and I, and she like coughed twice. We both turned around slowly and stared at the lady. Just.
Dude, that was me when I went to go see Endgame. I was sitting next to I had reserved tickets and everything. And it said there was no one next to us, and I was like the last ticket.
Yeah.
Well, I got there, and there's a guy sitting right next to us, and he kept checking his phone, and I just wanted to hit him. I just wanted to hit this guy.
I'm sorry. If you're talking during the movie and you make a comment like, "Oh, that was awesome! Wow, cool,"
I will find you.
I mean,
and I will kill you.
Sure. Not where I was gonna go, but I mean, I'll look at you and be like, "Hey, do you mind?"
Listen, I'm a movie guy, so
yeah, I respect that. My bad. But like at the same time, if you're in there and I see your phone light going and you start laughing, I'm gonna assume that you came in here and you didn't want to see the movie.
Exactly.
I don't understand that with people. I don't understand how you can put on a movie and then just go on your phone.
Dude,
now if it's something you've seen a bunch, but if it's a brand new movie, you're in a movie theater, stay off your phone
with other people at that. You don't sit somewhere like secluded from everybody else.
So if you're doing it by yourself, I don't care if you're like doing it at home and you just like sit on your phone or whatever. It's whatever. I just don't understand what.
Nothing.
I just don't understand how you can. Like, how you gonna pay attention to the movie? What's the point of putting on a movie if you're just gonna be on your phone? There's no point.
It was like one of our theater shows we were doing. I want to say it was Sister Act. There was some guy on an iPad playing Candy Crush, and we were just sitting there because we were up in the light booth. We were just sitting there looking at him. We're like, why? Like, I mean, I guess I get it. It's high school theater. You're probably dragged there. But he's playing Candy Crush.
For anyone who doesn't know, we said this before, but we're all theater kids.
Dude, one too many theater experiences. We all have our jokes.
Yeah. In high school, we all did theater stuff. Brian was in the light booth most of the time, and I was usually on the stage, being an actor, singing and dancing on stage.
Yeah, I just acted. I can't sing.
I just act now.
Let's finish what you were talking about. How somebody was in there when we did the musical comedy Murders of 1940. When we did that, I remember.
I love that you're plugging it like it was still going on.
I guess still going, but it's like not.
A year and a half ago.
I remember just being there, sitting down, and there's a scene where like it goes completely dark. Some idiot decided to take a recording with the flash on. It's completely dark, and all you see is a bright flash. Everybody on stage. Our costumes are like extremely freaking stiff. All you hear is everybody go shh, and look at dude's camera and go. And he just it's just dead silent. Oh, dude! If our director was there, she'd have been like, "Are you kidding me?"
Just
I do remember.
background.
I do remember that, and what's nice about working tech, especially backstage, is you're on headset, so you're connected to everybody else working tech. And I just hear our good friend Brandon, he just goes, "That son of a bitch ruining my light work."
Oh gosh, it really does ruin. I think we need to turn the lights on. But yeah, that was ridiculous. I can't. Just some of that stuff, you just can't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh gosh, what was
Something I love about doing theater, or just theater in general, like going to see shows, is every night is never the same.
Oh yeah.
Like there's always something slightly different.
I think that's always been kind of scary for me though.
I love that because I love that kind of stuff because
Cast party nights.
Huh?
I said cast party nights.
I've only ever been to 2.
They were fun.
I've been to a few.
Thanks, Mom.
My first 2 years were, I think, so the cast parties were like high school parties, but for the cast and the crew for these shows. And, everyone knew about them. Nobody really cared that it was happening because, you're going to let some teenagers have your fun.
Have their fun, yeah.
Especially how stressful Hell Week is.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, dude. That was
and yes, there were often alcohol and marijuana there. Not that everyone did that.
Did you say marijuana?
Did you say not me though? That can't be me in high school, man. I always had that, I wouldn't say I was always a good kid, but I was an athlete, so I was always on the court. I always had to do testing and stuff because that was my lifestyle. And
that's why I just bowled. I just bowl now.
Bowling is an intense sport, though. Honestly, it is. There's a lot of tension.
Bowling is enraging.
Yeah. A pin doesn't fall, like everybody's screaming. Everybody.
I'm just imagining like somebody on the other side of the alley. You miss somebody. Son of a bitch!
Go! Oh, dude, it's like freaking Wii Sports. Go.
Everyone spins.
Oh. That used to make me so mad. Like, really.
God, I just realized everyone in that alley was a dick.
It's like, just imagine
what is Japan like?
It's like just imagine that happening in like real golf. Like you're just golfing with your friends,
dude.
And you're like about to get a hole in one, and everyone. It's like everyone that's going. Oh! It's like all their hot breath is blowing.
It just slightly pushes it away.
Like every time that happens, you don't get it in the hole. You don't ever like it. It's not. It's.
That's what she said.
So these cast parties, so they were always
lively.
like pretty crazy.
Lively,
everyone, almost the whole cast would always go to them, but like
Not me.
obviously you didn't have to drink, you didn't have to smoke. Obviously, no.
I didn't get to go.
A good like at least half of the party
Mom
didn't.
wouldn't let
So.
me.
So I didn't start doing shows right away my freshman year. I started my sophomore year. But I have heard stories of like freshman year. Jack has our good friend Jack has told stories from his experience at cast parties before.
They were nuts.
Yeah, they were nuts.
I heard they kind of like after like we left though, they kind of like stopped and kind of like died down.
They were dying when we were still there.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
Yeah, they were they were dying. The cast party started dying when we were in high school. So my first cast party was still pretty nuts. It was one of those nutty parties, and there's another one after that was for the most part pretty tame.
It was cool.
It was cool. Yeah. And then the next year what happened the next year? That's the one where somebody's parents found out, called the school.
I thought that was the year before.
That was the year before.
It was the last one the year before.
Yeah, it was the year before because after that there was only one more, I think. But
Yeah, there
like,
wasn't
the
any
next
for-
year being after the next year after my sophomore.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
our
yeah,
junior
yeah,
year.
yeah.
So
My
that
Oh,
bad.
you
yeah,
were
the
going
first-
show by show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. My bad.
So the first show, somebody's mom found out, called the school, and we had to.
There was a whole discussion.
There's a whole discussion about it, and our director / teacher, she was also the acting teacher. She had to like sit us down and have a talk and be like, you guys can still have a cast party, but you can't have any like drugs or alcohol there or whatever, because it's still, and
One of my
this
favorite
director
directors of all time.
doesn't give a shit what we do at our cast parties, but then
But still cares for our
she
well-being.
had to give a shit
Yeah,
because
exactly.
because
of her job.
yeah.
She had to keep her job.
I wouldn't even say it was just because of her job. They kind of. I'm pretty sure things kind of. I wasn't there. Anyways, she did really care for our well-being because she, we're young and she said kids will be kids, teenagers are gonna be teenagers and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's kind of just to that point to where people really need to start taking care of what they're doing and start need to watch out for yourselves because obviously if you get caught doing something, there's gonna be repercussions, and that's kind of what she talked about when she said that because. There is a standpoint to where you can't mess around because you're in high school. You mess it up while you're in high school, kids don't realize you're kind of screwed after that. That's going to go in your record, and trying to go to college in general, that's going to mess you up. And trying to get a job, and they know you do that kind of stuff, it's going to suck. It's going to suck.
Yeah.
So,
Nowadays, marijuana is a little bit more relaxed because
Yeah,
it
that's
is legal in
true.
Illinois. But
it's true.
Yeah.
But still, for age and whatnot.
yeah, I mean, I know, I understand where you're coming from. I'm just
Because
saying
we can
now.
say nowadays, there are people who are younger than all of us that are pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with it. You do you, but do me too. So, yeah, you have fun with that.
But yeah, that same year, that for that same show, so there was a cast party. There is no alcohol, no drugs.
But then the
and
technicians.
Yeah. So the techies, as you call them in the show business, techies.
I can still throw this at you if I want to.
So
I can reach you from here.
So the techies kind of got together, and we could tell that it was a certain actor's parents who found out about this. So the techies got together and we were like, hey, let's have a secret party and invite only people we can trust to this party.
So all the technicians and Tony and Jack.
Yes, me
I
and
think
another
I
actor
think
were
we
kind
invited you, but you just couldn't make it or something.
Cause my mom.
Oh, that's what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
I love you, Mom. I do, but it kind of sucks. It's cool. It's fine.
So that was like
night.
that was the last like cast party where where they're
the free living cast.
Yeah.
I would say there wasn't any rules. I mean, don't get me wrong. You don't need those stuff to have fun, but sometimes it's the crowd that you're with that really kind of just change the entire perception of what's fun, what's a good time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, like I've been to parties and stuff, and I won't lie to you, I sit there and I'd really just sit. I sit. Well, back in high school, I would say I just sit. Now I'm a bit more social. I talk to a lot more people, but I go there because there's music. It's a chill place. I can relax.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm not knowing myself, but when I was in high school, I had standards that I had for myself, so it was a bit different. So going to like parties and stuff back in high school, I was like, cool. I can, be me, I guess, per se. However, take it as you will.
Just relax.
Just relax.
that show was Almost Maine, right? So that was the first
that's
show.
right.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so weird thinking about what happened.
Wow.
It's so weird, like thinking about the shows and then what my life was at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
That is that's
like,
crazy.
That doesn't line
For the
up
better
for
turn
me.
of phrase.
That
a
doesn't
mess.
line
At
up
all.
for me. Like it's just like, what? Wait, I was doing this at that time? That doesn't make any sense.
Dude,
It
like,
feels
literally-
like it was a lot longer ago.
Dude, like we were just in the car And then Gorillaz started playing, and we're like, "Wow, this is like back in high school." Like,
Yeah. I
gosh.
used to, me and Sam used to listen to a lot of Gorillaz in high school.
Music. Oh, I'm sorry.
Music can
That's
take you
fine.
back.
I love you.
I love it too.
So for Sister Act, what happened with Sister Act? I'm
I
remember.
wasn't. Was I? I wasn't in Sister Act. I wasn't.
No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't.
I'm
I
trying
can't
to
sing because it's a
remember.
musical. Oh.
Hey, you were in Heather's.
Yeah, and I said maybe 6 lines.
Do you remember what happened with Sister Act? Like, I'm trying
Cast
to
Party
remember.
was? I
Yeah,
don't
Cast
think.
Party.
No,
Was
there
there
had
just-
to be one.
Was there just not one? I think there might have just not been one for that
No, I
show.
swear there was.
I think there was, and I was invited to that one.
I was invited, but I don't think I went. No. I didn't go because it was. That was right about the time they were doing auditions, or not auditions, but interviews for Allstate.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So there was one, but I couldn't be there show weekend.
Yeah.
I can't remember whose house it was at, if there was one.
Gosh, Theater Fest. Oh my God, that was fun.
Theater Fest was fun. I loved
Oh,
Theater Fest.
It was stressful for me,
Yeah,
but a lot of fun at the same time.
we're very proud of you for getting that far, man. I was really happy for you. Gosh, Brian, we screamed Brian's name that day. Oh man, like yelled. We were, oh God.
Wait, when? Oh no, I do remember now.
Yeah, dude, we were screaming at the top of our lungs. Oh,
No, I
gosh.
remember because
Did you guys get called on stage or?
because you guys went to the opening ceremony.
Yeah.
We walked across stage the ceremony after the one you guys
Yes.
were at.
Wait, really quick. I just want to clarify what Theater Fest is.
I went to Theater Fest, and in Theater Fest is where literally all the theater kids get together at a single college and basically just do any type of theatrical art. Like, it's not just, people acting and being on stage. And don't get me wrong, they have classes and stuff for everybody. And it was like
They have,
initially,
like workshops.
yeah, the
Exactly.
workshops were awesome, fantastic. I actually take that back. No, I went to Theater Fest one other time when I was in middle school, but it actually like kind of sucked because we didn't get to stay there like the entire time, so it was kind of stupid. But yeah, we didn't have the hotel rooms. But during the high school years when we did it, the workshops were a lot more efficient. You learned a lot more, and you got more connections for schools to look at you. And when it came to your senior year, you got to do auditions, and that's kind of like where Theater Fest really takes off. Because once you finally reach to take those auditions, you finally get to take that opportunity to actually get noticed more by those colleges, because you're there in a room by yourself with all these other colleges, and it's so nerve-wracking because they'll be going, and you could swear, like in mine, what did I say? I said something about, I think I said shit or something like in there. And then, because some schools like that, some schools don't. I said that, I heard 4 pens go click. I was like, damn it. And I was like, all right, keep going. But it's nerve-wracking. But besides all that, the nerve-wracking stuff, it's still relieving, because not only that they actually take you, there's like this big, huge show that is revealed for everybody, and for them to show their skills off. They're like saying that basically, this is what you can become, this is what you can do. And it's really inspiring for everybody else, because like Brian became was a techie for one of those huge shows.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic to see that somebody in high school is already making a huge difference.
Really quick, just so I can say, so these auditions were for colleges. So there was like a representative in there, one representative for each college, and there were like a bunch of colleges that. So basically, you just kind of did an audition to show your skills off to different colleges that had like theater programs and wanted to get more students in their theater programs, more actors and stuff like that. So that's what those auditions were. Those shows are. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but
Okay.
those shows were made almost completely by. Run almost completely by high school students, right? Like, obviously,
Yes.
there had to be some supervision.
Well, the sets were not designed by the high school students, and typically the light design would have been like more freely, but the person that we had that supervised lights did. He kind of went through, did a design, and we just fine tuned it and added in some of our own stuff.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part, they just gave you the measurements, the sheets, and said go.
And I mean, it kind of sucks because Theater Fest was always, during the winter. So, it was cold.
Got snowed in.
Got snowed in. Some colleges couldn't make it.
That year we did get snowed in.
And
I remember that.
And we stayed longer, which is pretty cool. For us,
like everyone stayed longer, and everyone's like, "Oh, are we going home or what? What's happening?"
I mean, it was cool that we got to stay longer, but like, some stuff we couldn't do because it was closed because obviously it's too cold. Some people couldn't make it.
I just remember waking up in the morning and walking to McDonald's across the street, like knee deep in snow.
Yeah, dude, you came in and it was just like, it's cold, but you were hungry. I mean, like, I completely understand. But I was like, and I think the first time I went to Theater Fest in high school, I remember it was Blake. Blake was in our room, and then it was Blake and what?
It was
Blake and
it's 2 other seniors. Right?
Blake, Joel, and oh my gosh, what is his name?
Sevy?
No, not Sevy.
Riley?
Actually, yeah, Sevy. No, yeah, it was Sevy.
It was Sevy because Riley was with Robert and Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. It was us, and I'm a night owl. It's been bad. It's been really bad, and now I work a night job, which is fantastic for me. But anyways, Joel was knocked out. Sevy wanted to sleep, but he couldn't. So I think he put a pillow over his head and just like KO'd. Joel was like, "How are you awake?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know." And like the thing is, I finally went to sleep. It's like 1 a.m, and I'm still the first one that woke up. I woke up and like I was awake, but I'm still laying down on my phone. They're moving around, getting up, dragging around. I'm just kind of like, "You guys okay?" And they're like, "How long you been awake?" "It's been like an hour now." "An hour?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I remember the last day of that trip because this is the time they're talking about is the time I went to just go to view the show.
Mm-hmm. The most previous year, our senior year.
No, the one before that.
Junior year. It would have been junior year.
It was our junior year.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It was junior year.
That's the time.
Our junior year?
No.
We're not talking about the snow.
We already talked about the senior year. Now we're talking about the junior year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember being in a room with Brandon, our friend Brandon we mentioned earlier, and friend Celestino. And I remember Brandon told me to go check on Tony and Robert one of the days. It was the day we were leaving because you guys were a little slow to get up. I walked into the room and stepped into a puddle of water because someone doesn't know how shower curtains work.
I was taking a shower and I had the curtains hanging outside of the bath instead of inside. So there's just water just coming out from the shower.
You also neglected to lock the door.
Dude.
I could have opened the door and yelled at you.
Oh my gosh.
But I didn't.
I remember, I think, all of us were finally, don't get me wrong, we were all acting a little stupid in the hotel room our junior year. But like it got to the point to where like all the guys, we finally settled down. We weren't doing anything. I'm playing on my PlayStation back when I still had it. And I'm just sitting there playing. They're just chilling and whatnot, all laughing, having a good time. I mean, like, we're laughing, like, haha, that was cool, whatever. Our director comes and our teacher, she's both. She's a fantastic woman. I love her to death. One of the few teachers that's probably, like, changed things in my life entirely. She comes and knocks on our door and was just like, "We got to complain. You guys are being too loud." And we're all like, "We haven't said a word in like the past 2 hours. What are you talking about?" And they're like, "I don't know, but you guys need to quiet down."
It was our room.
Yeah, it was either them or there was the girls next to us.
Yeah.
Like, I remember us being like completely like KO'd and like they're knocking on our wall and we're like, we're over here they were trying to sleep. I can't say I was. They were trying to sleep. And they're like, "What the heck is that?" I'm like, "The girls are knocking on the wall." They're like, "You're not going to tell them to be quiet?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just going to sit here." They can keep knocking. And it just progressively got louder. And we're like, what the heck? But I think it's just like the dumb stuff like that just makes it memorable because it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
No, it was definitely our room. They got the noise complaint called because when I really start laughing, I lose control of my body a little. And I was sitting on a chair, and Celestino and I were busting a gut at something Brandon said. And I fell over backwards off of the chair onto the floor, and the noise was...
Boom!
I'm not a small guy, so...
Yeah, everybody felt it now. Gosh. Oh, man. I will say I miss high school. But, like, I
do and I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely. I mean, there's some things about it, that you can take from it. I mean, that's the thing, though. Some of the people now in high school, though, they're all looking forward to, like, partying and whatnot. Like you said, for the cast parties and stuff, those are things to be fun and whatnot. And when I say, for them not to have, like, alcohol and drugs and stuff there, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but when you go there to just look for it, I feel like those are people that are just going to peak in high school. Like, honestly. And then they're going to just sit there and go back through it and be like, yeah, back in high school and blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, yeah, so after work, I went to the bar and we all had fun and it was somebody's birthday and we all got to ride in a limousine. We didn't even know the people. But you're still talking about a football game and you guys almost won. And I'm going to be like, nobody cares.
If you peak in high school...
Yeah, so
that's what's really nice about our friend group,
yeah.
though, because we didn't peak anywhere.
We're
No.
fucking losers. We still have to peak.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
We're still looking for the peak.
Right, we're still looking up, and we can't see it. Oh gosh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had my fun. I've been on a cruise. I think I wouldn't say it's one of my peak moments, but it's kind of one of those like really fun moments that I had. I made some friends on the boat. It's pretty cool. So, I mean, if you guys ever get a chance, I do recommend you guys go on a cruise and go somewhere. Not right now because
why not?
We're not gonna talk about it because we can get on what. We actually never done. We never did that topic on music on my podcast. Lumacity Let's Talks. You probably won't be able to spell it, but I'm pretty sure you can find it somewhere. It's spelled Luemasity. And just
That's a shameless plug.
Yeah, it is. But
I'm sorry. What was that saying? Could you respell that for me?
Sure, it's Luemasity. That's Lumacity, and I'm pretty sure once you type that in, it'll pop up. You can find it on Spotify, the Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast.
I'm sorry. Did you say that was Luemasity?
Yes, you are correct. It is Luemasity. Lumacity's Let's Talks. It's fantastic. I hope you guys do sit in and enjoy. That's my small little plug. So I hope you guys actually come back and tune in to Junk Drawer because it's always available for your entertainment.
That was good.
I just realized if we ever get sponsored by anything, we will have to have segments in the podcast that are just us talking about the sponsor.
Time for an ad read.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, yeah, I had some merch for a little bit. I actually won't even lie. Like you saw and you guys seen it. A couple other people have them. I actually shipped one out to the creator of my logo and stuff. Thank you, Nisha. I really appreciate you. And I don't think she got it because I shipped it, but it's been like 2 months and I haven't heard anything. And I really hope it's not just out there
in the world.
Some homeless guys wearing it.
Right. Yes, good, but not.
Question is he really homeless? There's a lot of fake homeless people out there.
I saw a guy on the side of the road the other day, and I'm like, no way. I literally saw you at your job.
I've seen people like that, like get into like really expensive cars and drive away. I'm like, either you blew all your money on your car and you're living in that car,
exactly,
or you're rich.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody has their situations. Actually, one of the upcoming topics for my podcast is called Two Sides of Every Coin. So this is a great time to talk about it. There's the two sides to every coin, like you said before. Like that person could just blow all their money on that car, and now they're living in it. But then at the same time, they could just be wanting more money and just have nothing else to do with it. They're like, sure, why not? Because there are people like that will do that just because they're just like, haha, I can, they can't, but don't understand that people have to do this.
People make a lot of money doing that shit too.
Yeah, actually, but at the same time, that's a sacrifice of their body being out there in the cold or the heat. I literally said before, like, you know what? People make a lot of money on OnlyFans. What if I just do an OnlyFans, just me just sitting in my shorts?
With your legs open.
Yeah, legs open, in my shorts, just reading a book.
Just reading.
Just reading a book.
You know, I bet somebody would do it just for a joke.
Yes.
Just for the meme.
But I would make money for it.
Mm-hmm.
For a joke. Don't get me wrong. I know some people who actually do that, and they're actually pretty. I don't know how to say that. To say they're pretty successful, I don't 100% know. But their life is like, yeah, I kind of just do what I want. But at the same time, you know, they actually do have a job too, and they say OnlyFans actually does help a lot. I always wanted to interview somebody who had an OnlyFans, but like I asked them, and they kind of was just kind of like, it's my life, blah blah. I was like, yes, but you know, I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's a general question, not like me prodding.
I asked you, is it okay? And if it's not, you know, just say no. That's fine. You know, I was just asking, and I don't talk to the person now. I mean, it kind of just doesn't really matter anyways. So, so I mean, it's kind of like whatever. But I mean, like
the only thing I have against it is, and it's gonna sound real dumb, but don't price it over like your typical subscription.
Oh
websites.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Like Netflix.
Yeah.
Delusional artist.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, some stuff is just absurd.
It's like $50 a month, and I'm like,
$50 a
dude,
month?
I could have Disney
insane.
Plus, Netflix, and
Most
Hulu.
people just charge like $10, right?
$10, $15, I'm pretty sure.
Not that I
Yeah,
subscribe.
yeah. I do. But that's even like the thing that's on Snapchat now. Like, everybody has memes and stuff on Snapchat all the time. But then like there's clickbait stuff, dude. I'll never forget when I was like going on my phone. My mom looks over and like there's literally like a woman who's in a bikini.
Yeah.
And just like they're just out there, and I'm just kind of like, Mom was like, what is that? Is that what you be clicking? I'm like, it's clickbait. Oh yeah, I click it. It's literally just a meme was like the first thing, and like the next like 60 things are all memes. I'm like,
yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, I'm just like, wait a minute, we'll get to it, and it's literally just like a picture that's screenshotted from something else, just put on there. I'm like, it's just clickbait.
Half the time I just flip through and watch
absolutely.
them, just be like the memes, just so I can get that off my screen.
Yeah,
like I'm like, I don't want to flip over there and see that. I just want to flip through my memes.
Yeah, that's like half the time I'm screenshotting memes like almost like every single day.
Yeah.
Anyways, but back to what I was actually talking about. Stuff like that is, you know, you go through it, but then like people are like, you know, swipe up and it's like $15 something. I'm kind of like, how are you on a meme page? And did you pay the person to do that for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm honestly going to say, like, I don't 100% think that's like okay entirely, but I mean, like, everybody has to do what they have to do, you know? Everybody has to make their money. So for me, in my eyes, it's kind of like, you know, you could do better, I guess. But like people have to do what they have to do, and I still respect that.
Right.
That's just, I don't even really get doing that kind of stuff because we live in an age where that shit can be hacked.
Yes.
Like
hacked, screenshotted.
People don't pay half the time and just can get around it. We live in a point where if it's not actually funded by a major organization, there's
source.
no way that it's not, people aren't getting around their guidelines.
Yeah. I'm like, even that though, like people will take that stuff and actually just they'll screenshot it and say that they're you. I've talked to countless of friends and they said, yeah, you know, I was talking to this one chick, and I'm like, what? It wasn't a chick. You just got tricked into paying for something.
Exactly. We live in such a dangerous time with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it's easy. It's accessible.
Anyone can pretend to be anybody.
Absolutely, because it's so obvious too. I mean, like, oh gosh, let's talk. Yeah, one of these days we should talk about dating apps because those are kind of ridiculous.
Dating apps, sorry.
I'll admit I've been on a few of them. I'm just kind of like it's
a trap.
It's a trap. They get you. But it's the dumbest thing, because not only that, it's just that people on the apps itself, both men and women, they both don't give people the time of the day. Because first of all, yeah, you take a picture of yourself and you put it on there. Mm-hmm. You know, it's definitely judged on looks first round, but then after that, it's set on what you type on a bio. Most people are gonna look at the picture and be like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. but like never give a second thought what's actually there. I've tried to have a few conversations with people just in general, and they either just don't reply or anything. Don't get me wrong. I have literally zero game when it comes to talking to people online at all. But if you sit down and talk to me in person or talk to me on the phone, you understand that I am one of those people that will communicate with you like no matter what. And honestly, I don't.
It's a lot easier face to face.
Yeah,
definitely. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
I'd agree, but I'm horrible either way. So I just tech now.
Right. But I mean, like, at the same time, I wouldn't say anything's wrong with that because people are like, oh, you're weird and whatnot. But, like, you never truly know somebody. And I think you should always give that chance no matter where you go, what you're doing. It doesn't have to be like a dating app. If somebody comes up and introduces themselves, like, here's the worst part. When I run my podcast, it's people observant stuff. Mm-hmm. It is. I went to talk to somebody just up front saying hi, introduce myself. They're looking around like there's cameras and stuff. And that's what this day and age is about, is that people are doing stuff for attention. No, I want to shake your hand, talk to you, and actually ask you some questions.
Exactly.
I'm not... Yeah, and at that point, I was kind of just like... I asked them, hey, how are you? What's your name? And answering a question. They were like, yeah, sure. And it gave like a really like half-ass answer, and it was kind of disappointing. And I was kind of like, okay, cool. I'm just not going to use what you said. Mm-hmm. But stuff like that is... I guess I'm going on the fact that I still don't agree with society.
Yeah. Well, it's just people nowadays, it's like most people won't give you the time of day.
No.
It's just not, I don't know. And like we were saying, like with dating apps, relationships, stuff like that, I just need to find somebody who has the same weirdness as me.
Dude, it always helps. It always helps. I promise you.
The problem I have with dating apps is similar to you, where people just don't give you the time of day. But also, I don't know if guys are like this on dating apps, but most girls that I'll match with expect to not have to put anything into the conversation. Mm-hmm. A lot of times on their bios, they'll be like, don't talk to me if you can't make an interesting conversation, or like no small talk or whatever. Like, it's impossible to have no small talk because...
I hate the effort that has to be put in on either side half the time. It's like people expect...
A conversation goes both ways.
Exactly.
It doesn't just go one way. You can't expect someone to carry the entire conversation all the way through.
Mm-hmm. You guys are both correct. And I have seen other people's Tinder accounts, Bumble accounts, and they're showing how guys almost say the exact same thing. But, like, you could be that way, and then you could actually say something, like blah, blah, and they'll be like, why would you say that? Because you literally just said don't do small talk.
Yeah.
They ask for like deep conversations, and then
you're my deep conversations guy.
They ask for deep conversations, and then they don't want to share anything because they barely know you.
Exactly.
So how you gonna have deep conversations with somebody you don't know?
Exactly.
How are you gonna get to know somebody? That's the worst part, if you can't even take the chance to actually get to know someone. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure if you've been on an app like that long enough, you've ran into somebody who is probably pretty off-putting. And that in itself ruins it for other people. And that definitely goes for both sides, men and women, all the time. And that's in relationships, like, whoever they were with before, may have done something. And then now, they get with you and they're real cautious about it, which is understandable because something happened before and they don't want to happen again. And, people have done it. I've done it. And, it makes you feel bad when you do the same thing that somebody else did, but some circumstances come to happen and there it is. But overall, with the dating apps and stuff, that's why people don't talk to people genuinely. They don't. Don't get me wrong. Say what you want. 100%. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know you, so there's no reason for me to lie to you, to be completely honest. Some people will just lie to you because they don't know you. No, if they don't know you, why would you lie to them? That's just how I see it, because obviously you're not going to get a chance to actually get to know them. Mm-hmm. But it's ridiculous. It kind of sucks for me being a people person, but then having people not be genuine
or
real. It's just,
everyone's two-faced.
Yeah, it's pointless. I think that's why I just don't talk to people. I really don't. Just because they're all...
And it sucks because it's like, I'd love to get to know random people, but
You'd love to get to know more people.
Yeah.
But if they don't give you the time of day, you can't.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can. There's only so much that you can do.
That you can do, yes. I say 2-3 things, and then if you don't give the same vibe back, and I understand some people be like, I'm shy, and I'm like, okay, cool, I understand that. I'll try to start the conversation, but then it just cuts off right then and there, and then that's that, which is odd. Here's another thing actually I never understood with society: replying fast is wrong.
Why?
Yeah.
is wrong.
What?
Sometimes I gotta admit, sometimes I do feel a little weird, like, cause it's like one of those situations where I'm let's say I'm texting you or you,
Yeah,
and I get a text from somebody. I'll click on it and type back like instantly. Now, I do see where that might come off a little weird because they might feel like you're waiting for that.
I get that.
But like, I hate that there's just this niche now.
Yeah,
You have to
You
wait
have
at
to
least
wait.
5 minutes.
If it's not 5 days late,
so
he doesn't
clingy.
care.
You are a clingy person if you don't wait at least 5 minutes. That blows my fucking mind.
dude, I will say that there's enough times where I reply fast and then they won't reply for like an hour or something, and they'll be like, yeah, well, I'm like, the hell were we talking about?
Yeah, the messages go away.
Yeah.
You just there's no. I don't get it. I don't understand.
this
And
is
I
why-
hate
Go
that.
ahead.
I hate that so much to the point where if somebody does that and they give me some obviously bullshit excuse they were doing something. I had one a couple days ago. Somebody texted me, and they sent me a picture of their forehead or something, and they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I was out watering something." I'm like, dude, it's 30 degrees. You weren't watering shit.
Yeah, nothing gets watered.
So I sent him a picture of me with the distressed face. I'm like, yeah, sorry. I'll text you back in an hour. I'm taking a fat shit. And I was clearly I ran all the way upstairs so I could take a picture so you could clearly tell I was in a bathroom.
Oh, that's hilarious. Dude, I mean, that's the thing though. Like, if I'm not doing anything and I see your message, I'm going to reply because it is a courtesy to you to saying, hey, I'm available to respond to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's you showing that you are interested in talking to them.
Yes,
talking to that person.
But but that's another thing. People are thinking that you're interested in them, that their immediate response is, oh, they must like me. Let me distance myself.
That's like almost every female I've spoken to in the past year.
And like, guys do that too.
I know.
They really do. And I don't understand it because I'm a friendly person. I'm always going to be friendly. I'm always going to be nice to you no matter what. I don't care what you've done. Unless you've hurt one of my family members or something, or some of my best friends physically, mentally, then I might look at you like you better stay at least a foot away from me.
You better fucking run.
A foot.
A foot, because my feet will reach. Just say something wrong and Will spin.
Dude, your foot would reach me 3 feet away. What do you mean?
But that's the thing though. Like, I will admit I do have friends that are girls. I really do. And I have friends that are guys. And like, if you're a girl and I really find you to be a really good friend of mine, I call you homie. Mm-hmm. I honestly do. I'm like, we cool, homie. Because like, those people that I can rely on, those people that I go to in case something is wrong. And like, a little side thing for people who ask, how are you doing? Are you okay? I'll tell you the honest to God truth. And they'll be like, do you need help? Hell no. You just asked how I felt. Yeah. It's a bit too late to ask if
I told you how I'm feeling.
Yeah, it's a bit too late to ask if I need help. Obviously.
And then there's people that are like, they ask. There are people that ask how you're doing, and then once you tell them, like, I honestly, I'm having kind of a bad day, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go now.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
hate.
what? You just asked.
I hate those people. Like, it'll be like, oh, I'm having a bad day, and just send back, "K." I hate people that can't give you a simple
don't
response.
Fucking ask if you don't want to know.
Dude, I think okay, so my mother replies with K, and I'm just like, really, Mom? Really? But it's funny when my stepdad does it, because he normally would send like K, potassium. I'm like, this smart ass. But it's funny, like he does something like make it hilarious. It seems like he genuinely cares. I'm like, I'm not gonna say my mom doesn't care now, but It's kind of like, cool, thanks. I guess I'll see you. All right, see you. You know.
Yeah.
But
you know what I imagine when I hear these people that have like these one-word responses or whatever? It's like, oh, I'm being stabbed right now, and just okay. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, sometimes give them text. By the way, my finger actually is bleeding profusely, and I might have to get it cut off, and just see what they say.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be okay? No. If they say, "Are you okay?" I'd be like, no. If they say, "Are you gonna be okay?" I'm like, that's a thought out message.
Now, see, I used to be that way a lot with just like simple responses and stuff, but thanks to our friend Jack and our friend Mikey, they have kind of drilled me out of being that way, which I really enjoy. Like, I enjoy giving somebody a full response on something. Now, it's like, if you're gonna engage me in conversation, I'm gonna engage you in conversation, not like, oh, hi. No.
Yeah.
One problem that I've had is, now this is kind of a new thing for me, but it's been happening a lot more recently. Is I'll do this thing where I'll be texting a person, and they do that thing where they like wait an hour to message back, and I message back immediately. I'm trying to fucking
and then
talk
wait
to
again,
you.
and then wait again.
But then one
I hate
message
when it's
they
time
wait,
sensitive.
They wait fucking 5 days to respond. And when they finally read the message, they don't respond at all because they just think, oh, I forgot to respond to him for this long. It's okay if I just don't say anything at all. No, I've been waiting for a response for 5 fucking days. And you just don't respond. It's just like, you see that and it's like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? It pisses me off so much.
I had one of those who responded back after, I think it was like 6 days, and I made it sound like it was my brother typing back. Like, oh, sorry, because it was like something like, they asked if I was okay, and I'm like, no, and something like that. And my brother, I acted like it was my brother texting back, like, oh, yeah, he's in the hospital now. Like, he... Like,
this guy.
And then when they responded, I never responded.
Dude,
I'm pretty sure to this day they think I'm dead.
Okay, I'm one of those people is say how you feel, honestly. And like, if you don't want to talk to me, please just say so.
Exactly.
I
hate how people can't be honest.
Yeah, and like, really, just say so. I understand there are other people who will take it saying, I don't want to talk right now. They'll take it, be like, well, why not? Well, I'm just, I want to just have some alone time for myself. Maybe I'll hit you up later. Maybe I won't. That's the honest to God truth. But like, when you, and I'm not targeting anybody who I've talked to who has left me on red. And most of the people I do talk to, they have lives of their own. They're busy and they're normally at work, or like, for other people who actually, I know that will respond. I text them on a continuous basis because, one, I know I'll get a response, and two, it's normally a meaningful conversation. But, like I was saying, say how you feel, because there was one person I was like, yo, if you don't want to talk to me, please say so, because then I will be, more understanding. I won't feel like you just kind of just hit me up when you want to.
Right.
Like back when I was in high school, middle school, I was always that friend that was on call. I was always around. Like, I'm never really ever mean to anybody. I'm never really rude. Like, I don't try to, perfectly target anyone. But, like, nowadays, I'm like, look, don't waste my time. Honestly, don't waste my time. Because I have things to got to do. Like, now that we got this podcast and stuff started up now, I will be more devoted to this than anything. And
exactly.
if somebody texts me throughout something, they're going to be like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, I'm getting ready to record. So is it something that you want to talk about? Is it something you want to do? You got to tell me. You got to know that I'm busy. And if you don't understand that, I'm going to be real with you. You probably aren't that really motivated to be a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. Because if
you can't just have someone be there for you. Expect them to be there for you all the time. If other people have lives too.
Yes.
They're not just there for you. Constantly.
Yeah. Like my best friend, he's in the service right now. He is.
Yep.
Thank you, by the way. And
respect.
Absolutely.
Keep forgetting there's a camera there.
And I'm thankful for that. And I know that I can't always get in contact with him because he's busy. That's his life. That's his lifestyle. And I respect that. And that is something that you can agree with. That's something that's understandable. But at the same time, when you know that there is somebody who's doing absolutely nothing, and then they text you, hey, you text back, hey, how's it going? Nothing? Don't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever talk to me.
With it,
You better tell me that you were sitting in the bed doing absolutely nothing, and I just wanted to say hello. Like, really? Oh gosh, people, man.
or there are also people that I get that sometimes will text me and be like, "Hey, we haven't talked in a while. How are you doing?" And I'll be like, I'll be enthusiastic about it. I'll be like, "Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it has been a while. How are you? I'm doing pretty well. How are you?" And then they just don't respond.
There
after
it is.
that.
There it is.
They just leave it at that, and it's like, what the fuck? Why did you?
Final
why
nail
did you
in the
message
coffin.
me if you?
I will.
I don't get it. Why did you message me if you weren't gonna message me back after?
I will say there just recently. Memories pop up in Snapchat. People send them. It's like, aha, this is a year ago. Blah blah. I will admit, somebody literally just sent that to me, just recently, and it was something else back in theater, and I was like, oh, that's funny. Haha, cool. And like this is person like we all know. She's a great person, and she sent it to me, and it was funny. But we actually had like a real conversation. She was like, how you doing? I'm doing good. I was honest with her, saying, stuff's kind of, rough right now. It's a process. And she's like, right. Oh, good. I hope things get better for you, and, things will, work out for you. And then, you kind of make me feel good. I have somebody, that still wants, check in on you, make sure things going all right. I gave her that mutual feeling and respect back, so then I'm saying thank you. I appreciate that, she reached out to me and talked about how theater used to be great and how things just kind of suck now. But things like that always make me feel good, is when you can always have a genuine conversation with somebody no matter what. Because people lack that nowadays.
Well, and I have a friend like that. And it's like, it was one of those people like that we were talking about, like, that just don't reply. Ooh. But like whenever like they do reply, we have a meaningful, long conversation. But it's like, I can't tell if this person doesn't enjoy speaking to me or does, because it's like respond, then maybe 5-6 days later respond, and then it's like I can't tell.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I'm not throwing this person under the bus. Neither of you know this person. Just recently, we just started talking again. We did. I actually just met with the person 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Yaz is a good friend of mine. We met through Damien. Yeah, she's hilarious. She's crazy.
That's about right.
Yeah, you crazy. I'm talking to you. You crazy. This person has a terrible habit of not responding. Terrible habit. Will have genuine responses, but a whole day and a half will go by, and I'll be like, "Are you kidding me?"
We all know someone mutually that does the same fucking thing.
Which one?
It's a girl from acting.
Ah, yes. I know exactly who you're
Cynthia.
speaking of now.
Oh, yeah.
Cynthia.
Yeah. I haven't talked to her in a minute. And I think, actually, I texted her back. She didn't respond.
Brian and I have hung out with her a few months ago, actually.
Really? You guys ever text her again until I said hi?
If she responds to me again.
Okay, cool. I'm happy we're all on the same page.
Yeah, like we hung out that one time, and then that was it.
That was it.
So fun. So fun.
Yeah, there's people like that, though, always want to reconnect with, because you felt like you had like a really good, meaningful friendship and connection. I will say I miss those people. I really do. But that goes back to it being high school days, and that's like high school days. Things change now, and you meet more friends, you make more connections in work. And all the people that I've talked to back in high school and that are like in college and stuff, they're just like, man, I miss all my high school friends and whatnot. I'm like, to be completely real with you, for the people that you don't talk to every day now and that aren't really good friends with now, they really aren't. yeah, you can always text them and say, hi, hey, what's up? And yeah, sure, they're going to respond. But to be completely honest with you, you probably won't be able to say, hey, let's go get lunch and then still have a good conversation and then still talk to them a couple days after.
Exactly.
You're going to meet people like that when you get a job, when you're in college, and probably when you go somewhere else. Because that's what I do. Like, I'll go to other countries, I'll go to other states and stuff, and I'll have conversations with people and like, hey, always call me whenever you need something. There's not too long ago, a good friend of mine down in Arkansas, we had a little spat after some stuff went down. If you ever see this, I apologize. And he said, dude, delete my number, honestly. And I was like, I respect that. Because it was stuff went down, and I apologize. And he's like, you need to get yourself together. And I was like, thanks, I know. I ain't perfect. But you can always lose connections like that as well. So don't be afraid to talk to people when you are on the job or something, because 1, it lightens the mood. 2, it makes the day go by faster.
Oh yeah.
But still respect the space. If they don't want to, you understand.
Personally, for me, the friends I had in high school, the closer friends in high school are the people that I still talk to now.
Yeah.
To be honest, people that I meet now, like at my works, I don't really talk to them.
Yeah.
Well,
You do. You
Beefaroo
don't.
peoples are different. I got the boys up. Yeah.
Beefaroo people hit different.
Yeah, right.
Beefaroo people do hit different.
I mean, that's the same thing though. Like at UPS, everybody there where I work out, man, we there, we laugh, we joke, we have a good time. It's loud. Like where we work, it's loud, but we get sent to other places, we're still loud. We liven up the mood over there. Everybody's like, it's them. I go over there. Some people personally ask me to go over there, to help work, because I'm a really diligent worker. Let me be completely real with you. I work better with my hands anyways. I know how to make things work. Like, I probably should have went to trade school, to be completely honest with you guys, but I didn't.
Can.
I still can. You were correct. But, I have other plans that actually still, I still actually have to work with my hands and whatnot. But it's still a process, finding those people, though, to help you get through the day.
Exactly.
It does help. What? Hi.
Dog.
That's my dog.
There's a dog here.
Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for coming on the podcast that we have together.
Yes, thank you.
Thank me for coming on this podcast.
That's inappropriate.
Thank you guys for watching. I'm
Yes, I
thanking
appreciate you
everyone
guys.
that's watching, from whether they're watching it right after this comes out, or if
who
they're
knows when
tuning
that'll
in,
be.
or if, what?
I said, who knows when that'll be.
That's true.
Yeah.
Whether you're watching right after this comes out, or if you're watching
Days later. Days later.
or if you're watching this in 20 years, if this is still up
Oddly
somewhere.
specific.
I mean, maybe it'll be up for 20 years. Maybe somebody's watching right now.
Dude, I'll be old.
I think we'll all be old by that time.
Yeah.